This is the original footage of the rock in the last video. I have been studying the footage over and over trying to understand more about this crystal. What are the tiny lights that light up in his face? How are they lighting up? Are they star constellations? Is it a hidden message? Why is the crystals covered in eyes? Do these represent the same as the entities in DMT trips? Are these the same as the living creatures covered on eyes in the book of Revelations? Is the painted eyes in his face marking him for sacrifice? Are these the same eyes you see traveling in the storms? Here is the part in which the rock shape-shifting from a man to a serpent in normal time. The crystal growls in the last video at this part also, and I didn't notice it until after posting it online. There is also a big holographic eye and a blue aura that remains with the rock throughout this footage. Lima blue spirit's eyes are above the eyes of the man. Looks similar to when you take a picture of a ghost. Except for this is blue. The reason why I am obsessed with figuring this out the most is because these marking turned up on my skin for about an hour, mainly around the pelvic area and face. I used to think it was some Indian spell that I touched a prayer rock. At the same time tribal's animals appeared in the sky, but now I am not sure. Are we marked to be sacrifice? Could this what the marks mean in the book of Revelations? Why are they marked before sacrificed? Is the book of Revelations a ritual that has been carried out over and over? When studying the eye painted on his face, it led me to the Ark of the Covenant. But its origins go all the way back. And I'm starting to realize why researching more than 90% of our history is lies and the paint is removed from the artifacts, the museum. And our history wasn't really that long ago. This is what I have learned about the eye. The eye of providence, or the tetragrammaton. I have seen so many different eyes in rocks, I'm starting to wonder if it itself isn't a language. The tetragrammaton, some say, is the masculine version of Mother Earth, which I have also seen in the crystals over and over. You will know when you see her because she has 4 faces. I do not believe the serpent is a sky god. We know the serpent is a god of the underworld. But I don't think the gods of the underworld can show up in the sky. I have never seen it. And you can see the up there. The people were served with a flower into a hole in the ground. This crystal shows a staircase where the boards begin to cross and get steep before it drops off completely, leaving no way to escape. Another god I have seen in the stones is the flay god. The sky gods can possess the stones in the same way our souls possess our bodies. They communicate with us through our bodies. The tetragrammaton is also supposed to be a map to the apocalypse. And real palmistry, read with both palms together, forming an eye, with Mother Earth in one hand and the planets in the other. But the tetragrammaton is seen through the triangular constellation next to the bird constellation. Inside the triangle is the eye in the Milky Way, by the brightest stars in the sky. That's why I wonder that in his face if it isn't star constellations. You find it in Egyptian markings. The eye of Horus is one of the many different eyes. And you see them with what looks like it could be musical notes. Are they vibration coming from the Ark of Covenant? The writing looks like a mix of Hebrew and an eyeball language, but more complex and much more beautiful. Also, nothing compares in today's world what these people could do with art, and nothing compares in history. Which is one of the reasons I don't believe much of what I see in books and museum. I believe these people were taken out. The art has too many messages. Inside the tiniest point there is a whole entire another picture. They do this on the dollar bill. But this is so complex and small it's almost impossible to imagine that a human could do this. But a lot is done with paint. They show us pottery in the museums. Pottery with the paint removed. And axes and arrowheads which are actually not that old. But why were we skinning people and throwing them into snake holes? Are people really that wicked? In the crystal I've seen that they threw the jaguar into the pits as well, who was terrified by the way. And monkeys and babies and kids. Actually, the world's military is smothered with sacrificial symbolism. To whatever god they're being sacrificed to. And in the underworld there isn't only the feathered serpent. There are many serpents and dragons, and also a dragon does turn up in the book of Revelations. When are we marked? Could be as simple as being painted blue and gold.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.